This week, as you can tell, I'm representing the STL this week. As you all know, this show is recorded on Fridays. Well, tonight's Game 7. I'm going to talk a little bit about Game 6, but I'm also going to talk about what young quarterbacks I'm high on, what ones I'm low on. You all already know what one of the ones I'm low on is if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook. I'm going to talk a little bit about the smack talking in the NFL. I'm going to talk a little bit about Terrell Owens. We'll talk about Jamarcus Russell. We've also got Matt Puccio's pick of the litter this week, my Week 4 picks, and my fourth and goal. I'm the Trubl Zone. Good morning on the West Coast, good afternoon on the East Coast, and right here in the heart of the Midwest, this is the Red Zone.
At night, your man is high on life. I rhyme the same way. Now I'll decide. Seen said to get back all the things we left behind. Step back, I'm coming inside. Alright, not here to start a fight. Are you receiving me?
Before I get into the baseball, let's talk a little football, of course. This is, after all, a football show. Well, at least during football season it is, but we'll get into that new format for the off-season closer to time. My high-low this week, tell you, I'm real high on Cam Newton, and I'm really high on Christian Ponder. Yeah, Christian Ponder didn't win, but let's be honest, he had a hell of a lot better production than Donovan McNabb did in Minnesota. Again, Donovan, go home. Christian Ponder has the makings to be a good young quarterback. Cam Newton, he's been showing us all season that he can be a good young quarterback, and finally got the win to prove it. Told you last week I was going to pick them. I was going to keep picking the Panthers until they came out of the woodwork and Cam got it together and got all cylinders firing. He did it this week. Well, this last week. The quarterbacks I'm low on, one of which you all already know, one of them's Tim Tebow. I can't stand Tim Tebow. I hate the hype. Look, the win over Miami proved nothing. Nothing! Okay, he sucked for 55 minutes, and then Miami fell asleep in the last 5 minutes of the game, let him come back 15 points. Big whoop. We're talking about one of the two teams that's left in the... I'm just gonna say it. I know I'm gonna take flack for it because I don't like the term, but it's suck for luck, okay? This is one of the two teams still in the running for Andrew Luck. Them and Indy. Miami and Indy, okay? Tim Tebow blew for the first 55 minutes of that game. Tim Tebow's not gonna be a good starter. Get it through your heads, people! The other one I'm not real high on is Sam Bradford. Look, and yeah, I give Sam Bradford the benefit of the doubt as well, though, because, it's hard to throw passes when you're on your butt. He has no offensive line. He has one weapon as far as wide receivers go. The Rams are not a good team, but Sam Bradford has not been looking like Sam Bradford here at all this season. So, high on Cam Newton, high on Christian Ponder, low on Sam Bradford, bottom of the barrel on Tim Tebow. Now, I want to talk about last night. As you all know, I record this Friday. It gets posted Saturday. Wow. I turned on Game 6, and pretty much through the first half of the game, I was like, God, this is horrible. Neither one of these teams deserves to be here. And I'm a Cardinal fan. 3 errors, 2 of which were Pee-wee baseball screw-ups that the Cardinals should have been past. The collision of Holiday and Furcal in the just past the infield, not even hardly the outfield, and then David Freeze's here's the ball. Oh, wait a minute, it's behind me now. Episode. Both really stupid errors. Then Salas with the way overthrown toss to second off the bunt, ended up in center field. Really, just horrible errors. And of course, Texas had two of their own that were just as stupid. But for those of you that didn't stick around to see the rest of that game, you missed a really great treat. It was a war. It was a duel. And the Rangers exhausted their bullpen, which is going to hurt them, I think, tonight for Game 7. Um, they've got a couple guys that may be hurt tonight now. I know for one, Cruz has pulled something. So, I think the odds are in the Cardinals' favor tonight. Of course, they're in Busch Stadium, so the odds are in their favor anyway. But the Cardinals set a new record for number of comebacks in one game. I'm sitting there watching it. Rangers are up by 2. Then the Cardinals get up by 2. So there's one comeback. Then the Rangers go up by 3. And then the Cardinals come back. And then in the end, it was the hometown boy, David Freese, who was born in St. Louis, raised in St. Louis. He's spent his entire life as a Cardinal fan. He's now a Cardinal. And he hits a solo jack out of play for the one single run win in the bottom of the 11th. Of course, huge other contributors was the Big Puma, Lance Berkman. I'm very glad St. Louis is going to keep him next season. Especially if they lose Pujols, they're going to lose a lot of power. They have to keep Berkman. Okay, enough of that. Cardinals winning Game 7. That's my prediction. You'll know if I'm right or wrong by the time this gets posted because it'll be Saturday and we'll know for sure. I want to talk about some of the smack talking. First of all, the big one right now is Ndamukong Suh. Okay, I don't buy it. Look, if Ndamukong Suh was really talking all that smack when Matt Ryan was on the ground, you'd think somebody on the Falcons offense, most likely the offensive line, would have come up and gotten in his face. Nobody did. I think that the Falcons are just moaning and complaining, trying to find something to gripe about because they are one of the most disappointing teams this season. Falcons, get over it. And Ndamukong Suh's not a dirty player. He's not sitting there making fun of your quarterback while he's on the ground. Okay, seriously, you expect us to believe that when none of your guys even stepped in? I ain't buying it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sell that. And if you want to buy it, I'm pretty sure I got lakefront property in Arizona that I can sell you for $1.50. A lot of people are making a big deal about Todd Haley of the Kansas City Chiefs apparently being involved in another incident. No, okay, look. Hugh Jackson was just pissy because Todd Haley ran up the score on the Raiders. Look, the Raiders were supposed to be the end-all be-all of the AFC West, and then Kansas City went out there and showed them up. Sorry, but that's the way the NFL is, Hugh. If you can't take it, if you got to get in another coach's face and start wagging your finger over it, you're just as bad as Todd Haley when he did it last year. Stop it. Quit being a baby and move on. One thing I did find funny this week, Terrell Owens had a workout out in California and invited all the NFL teams to come and look at him now that he's healthy and back strong and ready to catch the football. Look, even Carson Palmer threw him under the bus. Seriously. And Carson Palmer's old, and he was making old remarks about Terrell Owens, okay? It's time to stop, Terrell. Seriously. T.O., get over it. Get over yourself. The only contract offer he has gotten so far is from the Chicago Rush. All right? An arena football team. And guess what? Arena football, standard contract, $4 a week. That's right, $400 a week. Look, T.O., if you want to play football, I suggest you sign with the Chicago Rush. Nobody's going to take you. Nobody even showed up. T.O., nobody even showed up to your crap. I know your agent, who's one of the best agents in the NFL, don't even get me started. He's one of the most successful. He can't even save you at this point, all right? Nobody wants an aging receiver with questionable health. Nobody. T.O., either sign with the Rush or go home and stay out of our way. Another little headline this week. Apparently, Jamarcus Russell is talking about returning to the NFL. Wow, we go from T.O. to worse. Look, Jamarcus Russell wants to come back to being an NFL quarterback, he'd better find the capital to start his own team because there's no team that's going to have it. Jamarcus Russell, well, he doesn't have the capital anyway because every time he gets a contract, he blows it. And if somebody does sign him, he's going to immediately go broke, and then he's going to gain 70 pounds and not be able to throw the ball 10 yards. We've seen it happen. That's Jamarcus Russell. That's his modus operandi. Or for layman's, his MO. That's the way it is. Jamarcus Russell's a loser, and he's never going to be anything but a loser. If anybody signs him or T.O., to me, they're going to be the laughing stock of the National Football League, without a freaking doubt. As a matter of fact, they're probably going to get their own alert, just like Tom Brady has here in the zone, which I debuted it this year. I haven't gotten to use it that much. I'll be honest, I can't hate him right now. He's not doing bad. Patriots aren't nearly as dominant as most people expect them to be. I mean, people expect them to be like the Packers and be undefeated. But he hasn't done anything stupid since, well, alright, I brought it up. Since this. Yeah, I know. I didn't need to show it, but sometimes these owners do need a visual reminder. Look, I can't rag on Tom Brady right now because he's doing well. It's hard for me to say that because I don't like Tom Brady, but he is doing well. He's still a loser, but he's not dancing like a loser. So I can lay off him a little bit. Besides, why do I need to yell about Tom Brady right now when I've got so much ammunition coming from jackasses like Tim Tebow, Terrell Owens, Jamarcus Russell, Jamie Crimea Rivers. I mean, the entire Indianapolis Colts defense, the Miami Dolphins, the Seattle Sea Chickens. The list goes on of people and teams that I don't respect right now in the slightest. This week, last week, I talked about, I've debuted a new segment. Matt Big Dog Puccio's Pick of the Litter. He is our fantasy and stats guru here in the Trubl Zone, and he's got me his pick of the litter. His pick of the litter, guy you need to put out there, if he's on your fantasy team, Jackie Battle. His run to the litter, sit this guy, he's saying D'Angelo Williams. His future alpha male of the week, Demaryius Thomas. And his words of advice this week, watch your running backs. There's a lot of running back injuries, so focus on that with the exception of Demaryius Thomas. He's got a good point. There are a lot of running back injuries. My Week 8 picks. Look, the first game, it's easy. I could do this one in my sleep. In fact, it's my first lock. I'm only doing 2 this week because we kind of overdid it last week with 4. And, screw you, Baltimore Ravens. But I'm taking New Orleans over St. Louis. That's a lock. Easy win. New Orleans might as well consider this a bye week and put in their second string. Fish, you're right on target to get Andrew Luck. You're not going to beat the Giants. The Big Blue Screw-Up Crew at home. That's just, no. Miami is not going to beat the New York Giants. Not going to happen. The New York Football Giants will beat the Miami Dolphins. That is another lock. Yeah, can you imagine that? I'm taking 2 horrible teams right there, and I'm making a lock out of it? That's how bad Miami is. Matter of fact, actually, I may go ahead and throw in a third lock later in this list. I'm also taking the Texans at home over Jacksonville. Look, Jacksonville beat the Baltimore Ravens last week. Or did the Baltimore Ravens beat themselves? It's hard to tell. I'll let you guys figure that out, but they can't beat the Texans. Houston's going to win that one at home. Baltimore over the Desert Rats. Yes, I am taking Baltimore. I'm not making that a lock. Not after last week. The Baltimore Ravens looked horrible. And if they don't pull it together this week, there's a good chance that Arizona could beat them. As horrible as that sounds, they got beat by Jacksonville last week. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, there is a snowball's chance that Arizona could beat Baltimore. So, but I am going to take the Ravens. I'm also taking Cam to beat the Vikes. Panthers over the Vikings. It's going to be a showdown of the two young quarterbacks that I am really high on right now, Cam Newton and Christian Ponder. I think they're both going to come out. They're both going to show us something, but I think Cam Newton's got the skills, the skill set, and the team to pull it off. All right, yeah, I said it earlier. I'm going to go ahead and make this a lock. I'm taking the Titans at home over the Colts. The Colts suck. There's no question about it. The Colts freaking suck. In fact, I think you've got, let's see, let's take, okay, you got the playoff pictures for each division, you know. Division champion moves on, you know. It's going to be between San Diego, Oakland, or Kansas City as to who wins the AFC West, yada, yada, yada. The playoff race that I'm actually more interested in, and it's really bad, but it's the one I'm more interested in, is the playoff for who's going to suck the most. Who's going to suck for luck, as the saying goes. And it's between the Rams, the Rams, the Colts, and the Fish. Miami almost knocked themselves out of the running last week, which is, you know, let's be honest. They were good for 55 minutes? No. The Broncos were just that bad for 55 minutes. You've got the Colts, who suck. I don't see the Colts winning a single game. I don't see Miami winning a single game unless they play each other. Because then there actually has to be a winner. And the Rams are just horrible. Here's the thing, though. The Rams don't need Andrew Luck. They've got Sam Bradford. I'm low on Sam Bradford right now, but they paid him too much money for them to draft another quarterback. I'm also taking the Lions over the Broncos. And you're getting my Trubl Zone guarantee that you're going to see exactly what Tim Tebow really is, and that's not a good starter. I think the Lions are going to show us exactly who Tim Tebow is and show us that I'm right, Jim Rome is right, that he didn't show us anything on last week against Miami, and that all of these idiot Bronco fans, all these classless goons that have been screaming Tebow, Tebow, Tebow all season and Orton sucks all season have no clue what they're talking about as far as the game of football is concerned. Lions will beat the Broncos. I'm also taking the Buffalo Bills over the Washington Redskins. Buffalo, I don't think can lose. I really don't. I'm also taking, oh my God. I almost fell asleep just looking at this next matchup. Whoever makes the schedules in the NFL really needs to be bitch slapped for even scheduling this game. I could have told you 2 seasons ago this would be a bad game if Hasselbeck was not in Seattle, that this would be a bad game. Bungles and the Sea Chickens. I'm taking the Bungles. Really, it's just going to be a who sucks more. And that's really what it's going to be. I'm taking the Patriots over the Steelers. Let's be honest. The Steelers look like crap. They do not look like the Pittsburgh Steelers that we've seen here in the past. So, I see Tom Brady and the Patriots just walking all over them. First go over the Browns. San Francisco has really proven me wrong this season. I've got a lot of respect for the San Francisco 49ers right now, and I've got very little respect for the Cleveland Browns. So I think this is going to be a just demolishment, if that's even a word. Yes, Josh Wack, I'm taking your Cowboys to beat the Eagles. Let's be honest. As mediocre as Tony Romo is, he is a better quarterback than Mike Vick is right now. It's a fact. All you got to do is blitz Mike Vick and he loses his mind. He doesn't know where he's at or anything. So, with all the internal problems that the Eagles have and the whole dream team that blew up in their faces, I'm taking the Cowboys. My upset pick of the week, even though, I mean, it's hard to consider it an upset, but I'm considering it that on Monday Night Football. Carlos, Neil Tillman, sit down. Take a cool rag, put it on your head. I'm taking the Chiefs over the Chargers, and I'm staking my reputation this week on it. Upset pick Monday Night Football, Kansas City over San Diego. My fourth and goal this week, I want to discuss something that really happened bad this past week in the NFL, and that's refs blowing helmet-to-helmet calls. They're throwing these flags around. You can't even see a single down without seeing a flag fly anymore. Roger Goodell is ruining the game of football. I understand player protection. I really do. I think the players do need to be protected. I think that the concussion issues are really, really important. But when you make a rule that is so bad that you've got guys who are hitting the receiver or hitting the quarterback in the chest, and they're getting a flag thrown on them, it's getting to the point where in 2 seasons, you're not going to be able to fart downwind of the quarterback without being a personal foul for unnecessary roughness. Does there need to be instant replay on these helmet-to-helmet calls? No. We just need referees that have a brain in their skull and eyeballs in their sockets. I'm the Trubl Zone for myself, my crew, the whole crew at the toe. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll see defending World Series champions at the start of next baseball season as the St. Louis Cardinals. It is October 28th, Friday. I'm off to watch Game 7, baby. I am out!